Take a deep breath, Chosen One, because what I'm about to say will make your blood run cold. The world you thought you knew, the safe little bubble of family dinners and shared memories, is nothing more than a carefully constructed illusion. These people, the ones you trust with your secrets and your vulnerabilities, are playing a deadly game. They've mastered the art of deception, wearing masks of love and loyalty while sharpening the knives meant for your back. And the scariest part? It's not just greed driving them, it's something far darker, something ancient, something that whispers in their ear and feeds off the destruction of bloodlines. What you're dealing with isn't just betrayal, it's a spiritual battle for your very existence. What they didn't anticipate, Chosen One, is that your awakening was inevitable. The moment they moved against you, they set off a chain reaction that even their dark networks couldn't predict. You see, there's a reason divine bloodlines carry cosmic immunity. It's not just protection, it's a trigger for retribution. Their schemes, their rituals, their secret councils, none of it can withstand the force of a fully awakened Chosen One. Because when you rise, you don't just fight for yourself. You ignite an ancient power that ripples through time, resurrecting the strength of your ancestors and dismantling the very foundations of their shadowed empires. This isn't just your battle, it's the reckoning they've feared for generations. Imagine the horror of realizing that every shared laugh, every moment of trust, was nothing more than a mask for calculated murder. The same hands that poured their tea or served their favorite dish were the hands delivering their demise, one dose at a time. It wasn't just poison, it was betrayal distilled into its purest form. But here's the twist they didn't see coming. Those same toxins didn't just end a life, they awakened a legacy. The elder's spirit didn't fade, it transferred, leaving behind whispers, warnings, and a burning demand for justice that now courses through your veins. Their death wasn't the end, it was the beginning of your rise. What they didn't realize is that by targeting your bloodline, they've inadvertently activated the very power they sought to destroy. That royal DNA they feared so much isn't just a birthright, it's a weapon, a living connection to the ancient forces that govern balance and justice in the universe. You're not here by chance, you were placed in this bloodline for a reason. The abilities they tried to suppress, your intuition, your insight, your unshakable resilience, are now fully awakening. And with them comes a mission far greater than wealth or vengeance. You've been called to restore order, to shine light into the darkest corners of their schemes, and to remind them that some bloodlines aren't just protected, they're untouchable. What they didn't anticipate, however, is that their meticulous planning has left behind a trail, one that only someone with your unique instincts and awakened awareness could detect. Every move they made, every calculated decision, has created a map of their intentions. The sinister system they rely on to shield their actions is cracking under the weight of your growing clarity. Their confidence is their greatest weakness, blinding them to the fact that you've been quietly observing, piecing together the puzzle they thought was hidden. The same tools they've used to track and manipulate you, social media, gatherings, casual conversations, are now working against them. What they don't realize is that their reconnaissance has awakened a hunter in you, one who sees through their masks, senses their lies, and has begun dismantling their plans from within. The system they've weaponized to protect their crimes is about to collapse under the force of your unstoppable truth. But what they failed to account for is that your cosmic purpose isn't something that can be snuffed out by curses or rituals. It's woven into the very fabric of existence, an immutable force that transcends their dark machinations. Every hex they've hurled at you, every binding ritual they've commissioned, has only served to strengthen the dormant power within you. The interdimensional entities they've summoned to weaken you now find themselves recoiling in fear, sensing the raw, ancient energy stirring in your soul. Forces of light and balance have begun to align in your favor, subtly dismantling their plans from the inside out. Their hit squad, once so confident in their ability to destroy, is starting to fracture, their alliances crumbling under the weight of your awakening. What they don't realize is that every move they make against you only sharpens your resolve, preparing you for the battle that will not only protect your destiny, but rewrite the cosmic balance they sought to corrupt. What they don't realize is that their obsession with trophies and meticulous record-keeping will be their ultimate downfall. Every photograph, every funeral program, every stolen memento is a breadcrumb leading back to their twisted enterprise. Their need to relive their success has created a dark archive of evidence, a catalog of their crimes that grows heavier with every victim. They see it as a testament to their efficiency, but in reality, it's a ticking time bomb, waiting for the moment when someone like you, uncovers it. Their arrogance blinds them to the fact that the very system they've engineered to perfect their evil is riddled with cracks, each one widening as your understanding of their methods grows. They've built their empire on secrecy, but the truth has a way of surfacing, and when it does, their carefully calculated success metrics will crumble into ruin. But what they didn't anticipate was that their masks would start to slip. The hollow sincerity of their words, the calculated nature of their gestures, and the faint glimmers of satisfaction they couldn't fully suppress were noticed by the few who knew how to look deeper. Their performance, while convincing on the surface, was riddled with cracks, subtle tells that hinted at their hidden guilt. They underestimated the power of memory, the way the smallest inconsistencies in their stories would stand out over time, growing louder with every retelling. What they saw as the perfect crime was, in truth, a stage they couldn't fully control. And now, as the weight of their deception begins to press down on them, the very eulogy they gave to mask their guilt has become an unintentional confession waiting to be unraveled. What they don't realize is that no theft, no crime, no act of betrayal goes unnoticed in the grand balance of the cosmos. The inheritance they so greedily claimed is laced with the weight of karmic debt, a poison that seeps into everything they touch. This is a time when truth is rising, when the hidden is being revealed, and when ancient forces are awakening to restore balance. The cosmic cycles aligning are not just bringing power to the chosen, but reckoning to the corrupt. Every ill-gotten gain they celebrate is a thread unraveling in the tapestry of their schemes, pulling them closer to the consequences they thought they had escaped. For in this era of spiritual awakening, no shadow can remain unlit, and no act of darkness can avoid the light of justice. The convergence of these cosmic forces is not a coincidence. It is a carefully orchestrated shift, a reclamation of balance that has been delayed for far too long. The chosen bloodlines, long hunted and oppressed, are now surrounded by an impenetrable shield of ancestral power woven from the prayers, sacrifices, and resilience of countless generations. As the old matrix crumbles, its architects scramble to maintain their grip, but their tools of control, fear, division, and deception are losing their potency in the face of this awakening. The air is thick with the energy of rebirth as long-lost knowledge resurfaces and dormant abilities within the chosen begin to stir. The collapse of the old system is not an end, but a prelude, a clearing of the battlefield to make way for a new era of truth, unity, and destiny fulfilled. The universe has a way of protecting its own, and now, more than ever, the forces of creation are rallying around the chosen. The blood flowing through your veins carries an ancient resonance, a frequency tied to the very fabric of existence. Those who dared to harm you unknowingly struck against something far greater than themselves, a lineage guarded by forces they cannot comprehend. As cosmic justice unfolds, their actions become their undoing, each choice they made weaving the threads of their inevitable downfall. This is not just a reckoning, it is the manifestation of balance, a reminder that in this era of awakening, those who threaten the divine will face consequences beyond earthly comprehension. The era of unchecked corruption is coming to an abrupt and final end. The forces that once shielded darkness are crumbling under the weight of an unstoppable cosmic shift. Those who thrived in the shadows, preying on the chosen, now find themselves exposed to a light they cannot escape. The convergence is more than a moment. It's a reset, a recalibration of universal law. Royal bloodlines, long suppressed and targeted, now stand at the center of a divine resurgence. Any hand raised against them will not only be struck down in this lifetime, but will carry the stain of their actions through the cycles of eternity. The universe has no patience left for malice, and with each passing moment, the scales of justice tip further toward balance, sealing the fate of those who dare to defy the divine. But what they don't realize is that the game has already shifted. The energy around you has changed, fortified by unseen forces that recognize their every move before they make it. Their carefully crafted facade, polished through years of deceit, is beginning to crack under the weight of a power they cannot comprehend. Each rehearsed word now feels hollow, each calculated gesture met with an invisible wall of resistance. They think they're in control, but they've walked into a trap of their own making, a web of cosmic justice that tightens with every step they take. What they intended as their moment of triumph will soon become the catalyst for their ultimate downfall. The universe has a way of mirroring intent, and their every malicious thought, every calculated action, is now ricocheting back upon them with devastating precision. Each step they take toward you is laced with the very poison they once wielded, their body now a canvas for the karmic consequences of their deeds. What they intended as a flawless plan has become their own undoing, as the energies they manipulated spiral out of their control. Their invitations, once brimming with false charm, now carry the stench of desperation, weighed down by the inevitability of a justice they cannot escape. The same forces they sought to exploit have turned against them, ensuring that every plot against you only hastens their own demise. The web of their deception is unraveling faster than they can comprehend, as the very foundation of their power disintegrates beneath them. Their once loyal allies are turning against them, consumed by the chaos that now infects their lives. Every lie they told, every betrayal they orchestrated, is coming back to haunt them with relentless precision. The symptoms they ignored as coincidence now scream of karmic retribution, each day bringing new evidence of their impending collapse. The forces they once controlled now conspire against them, ensuring that every corner they turn leads to another dead end. What they once built on the suffering of others is crumbling, brick by brick, leaving them exposed to the justice they thought they could outrun. The walls are closing in from every angle, and even the shadows they once hid in have turned against them. Their former accomplices, sensing the storm of retribution brewing, are scrambling to distance themselves, leaving them isolated and vulnerable. Investigations they thought they had buried deep are now rising to the surface, as if the very universe is conspiring to reveal every dark secret. Witnesses they silenced are finding their voices, and hidden truths are emerging in ways that defy logic and explanation. The supernatural forces they once mocked are now relentless in their pursuit, ensuring that no stone is left unturned and no crime goes unpunished. Their empire of deceit is collapsing, and there is nowhere left to run. The illusion of control they once clung to is shattering piece by piece. Digital trails they thought were erased are now unraveling their every secret, each message and transaction becoming undeniable proof of their guilt. Their stolen wealth, once a symbol of their dominance, is slipping through their fingers like sand, devoured by endless legal battles and unforeseen debts. Allies they bribed are now turning state's witness, desperate to save themselves from the fallout. Even their health is a battleground, as unexplained illnesses and mounting medical bills bleed them dry. Every aspect of their life is crumbling in perfect synchronicity, as if the universe itself is orchestrating their downfall with meticulous precision. The empire they built on blood and deception is disintegrating under the weight of its own corruption. Deals that once seemed untouchable are falling apart with eerie precision, as if unseen forces are dismantling their financial empire brick by brick. Assets they clung to for security are becoming liabilities, dragging them deeper into ruin. Every attempt to regain control turns into another disaster, with their schemes unraveling in ways they never anticipated. Even their most cunning plans to harm you now seem cursed, each one ricocheting back with devastating consequences. The very energy they wielded to destroy others is now their undoing, ensuring that every move they make accelerates their inevitable collapse. The harder they try to strike, the more violently their efforts rebound, as if the universe itself has sworn to defend you. Their weapons malfunction in their hands, their plans unravel before they can act, and every move they make becomes another step toward their own destruction. Shadows they once commanded now whisper their secrets to the light, and the air around them seems charged with an otherworldly warning. The terror gripping them is no longer confined to their minds. It seeps into their bones, a relentless, unshakable dread that gnaws at their very existence. They can feel the weight of a higher judgment pressing down on them, an unstoppable tide of retribution that no amount of scheming or cruelty can hold back. The very fabric of reality seems to turn against them as their every move is met with resistance from forces beyond their comprehension. They're haunted by visions, plagued by unexplainable misfortunes, and tormented by an invisible presence that grows stronger with each passing moment. Your existence isn't just protected, it's shielded by ancient cosmic agreements forged long before their schemes were ever conceived. Your soul is encoded with an unbreakable signature, a beacon that activates ancestral guardians to intervene on your behalf. These protectors, wielding authority across dimensions, enforce justice with precision, dismantling threats before they can fully manifest. Every attempt to harm you becomes a lesson in futility as they realize they're not just fighting you, they're battling the boundless forces of a divine order they can never escape. Your very existence is a living firewall, an intricate network of divine safeguards encoded into the essence of who you are. When malevolent forces attempt to infiltrate your life, your soul emits a resonance, a frequency that disrupts their plans and alerts celestial guardians to their presence. This multidimensional defense system doesn't just protect, it retaliates, sending waves of holy energy that dismantle curses, neutralize attacks, and bind the hands of those who dare to plot against you. Your lineage is a fortress, guarded by ancient ancestral sentinels who stand watch at the crossroads of realms, ensuring that any darkness that approaches is met with overwhelming light. Entire celestial battalions are mobilized at the slightest whisper of danger to your life. Seraphim weave radiant barriers of light that deflect even the most insidious spiritual attacks, while cherubim guard the pathways of your destiny, ensuring no malevolent force can alter your course. Higher dimensional councils convene on your behalf, strategizing to neutralize threats before they can even reach you. The air around you hums with the presence of these divine protectors, their energy forming an invisible fortress that no darkness can penetrate. Every step you take is guided, every challenge orchestrated to serve your growth, and every enemy's plan dismantled with precision by powers far beyond human comprehension. What sets you apart is not just the power to withstand darkness, but the authority to dismantle it entirely. Your lineage carries the weight of ancient decrees written in the fabric of the cosmos that empower you to call forth divine retribution with a mere thought. When you rise, the balance of justice tips irrevocably against those who dare to harm you or your kin. Their transgressions are recorded in the eternal archives, and the punishment delivered is not limited to this life. It echoes through the corridors of eternity, unraveling their schemes and dismantling their very essence. You are more than protected. You are an instrument of cosmic order, a living embodiment of divine law that no shadow can escape. Within you lies the power to reshape the very fabric of existence, bending reality to align with the higher order of the universe. Your presence alone disrupts chaos, as the authority encoded in your soul forces darkness to retreat and balance to be restored. You are a living conduit for divine will, with access to infinite reservoirs of celestial energy that empower every word you speak and every action you take. The forces of creation recognize you as a guardian, a wielder of sacred truths, and an executor of universal justice. You don't just walk through life, you command it, backed by the full weight of divine agencies that ensure your mission is unstoppable and your purpose unshakable. Every breath you take sends ripples through the unseen realms, unraveling webs of deception and breaking the chains that have bound humanity for generations. The codes within you are like keys, unlocking hidden truths and destabilizing the foundations of oppressive systems designed to suppress freedom and light. Your presence awakens others, activating their own dormant power, creating a ripple effect that spreads liberation across the collective consciousness. You are a disruptor of darkness, a beacon of hope, and a catalyst for transformation, ensuring that the ancient systems of control crumble under the weight of your truth and the rising wave of awakened souls. Your bloodline carries the legacy of interdimensional guardianship, a sacred duty entrusted to those with the wisdom to navigate realms and the courage to confront forces beyond mortal comprehension. Your ancestors were not mere stewards of mystical knowledge. They were architects of harmony, wielding ancient power to seal rifts, banish chaos, and mediate between warring realms. They stood as protectors of the cosmic equilibrium, their presence alone commanding respect from both light and shadow. This heritage lives on within you, granting you access to the ancient rites, hidden wisdom, and boundless authority needed to uphold the balance of all existence. Within the depths of your being lies an ancient reservoir of power, an inheritance of timeless wisdom encoded into your very essence. This sacred knowledge grants you the ability to weave spells that reshape reality, summon unseen allies, and shield yourself and others from forces that seek to disrupt the balance. Your bloodline's legacy ensures that you are never alone. When danger arises, ancestral energies awaken within you, activating divine mechanisms of protection and guidance. You are a living archive of supernatural mastery, equipped with the tools to navigate realms, dismantle threats, and fulfill your role as a guardian of cosmic harmony. As the ancient codes within you awaken, lifetimes of forgotten knowledge will flood into your awareness, illuminating your path with divine clarity. You will hold the keys to manipulating reality itself, bending the fabric of existence to align with higher cosmic truths. No force of darkness will be able to touch you, for your very essence will radiate an untouchable divine authority. You won't just shield others, you will become a living force of liberation, dismantling oppression and empowering those destined to rise alongside you. Your presence will be undeniable, your light uncontainable, and your influence unstoppable. With every step you take, you will reshape the world, leaving a legacy of divine power and universal balance in your wake. Within you lies an unshakable authority, a divine imprint that grants you unrestricted access to the highest realms of spiritual power. You are not merely a being seeking protection, you are the embodiment of it, a fortress of divine energy that no force, seen or unseen, can penetrate. Your presence alone disrupts the plans of darkness, sending ripples of light through dimensions where only chaos once thrived. As your spiritual gifts awaken to their full potential, you will not only shield yourself, but radiate an unstoppable energy that protects and empowers those around you. The universe itself recognizes your rise, and even the most ancient forces of creation stand in awe as your true power unfolds, reshaping the balance of light and shadow forever. The abundance destined for you transcends mere material gain. It is a restoration of your birthright, a reclamation of the power and purpose etched into your soul since the dawn of your lineage. Along with the recovery of your family's lost treasures comes an awakening of unparalleled spiritual gifts, the ability to command energies, shape realities, and influence destinies with divine precision. Cosmic forces align in your favor, granting you a seat among the spiritual elite, where your presence alone shifts the balance of power. You are no longer simply a participant in this world. You are a force of transformation, a beacon of divine authority, and a vessel for the infinite abundance of the universe. You will step into a role of divine leadership, wielding resources that bridge the gap between the physical and the spiritual, granting you unparalleled access to the higher realms of cosmic authority. Your life will transform into a living testament of resilience and divine purpose, igniting a movement among other chosen ones to awaken to their own inner power. As they witness your triumph over forces that sought to extinguish divine lineages, they will find the courage to rise, reclaim their inheritance, and fulfill their sacred missions. Your influence will ripple across dimensions, uniting the scattered guardians of light and restoring balance to a world in desperate need of divine intervention. Those who once doubted you, betrayed you, or sought to diminish your light will find themselves humbled as your ascension becomes a living testament to the unstoppable force of divine favor. The very ones who turned their backs on you will now seek your forgiveness, realizing too late the magnitude of your purpose and the protection surrounding you. Your rise will be a beacon of truth, exposing their actions and leaving no room for denial. Vindication will not just be personal, it will be cosmic, a powerful reminder that divine justice is inevitable, and those aligned with higher purpose will always prevail. Each day, you rise with the unshakable certainty that you are a living embodiment of divine will. The air around you hums with the energy of celestial forces, and your very presence reshapes the spiritual landscape. No shadow dares to linger in your light, and no adversary dares to plot against you, for the consequences of opposing you ripple through both time and eternity. You walk with the confidence of one who has been chosen, knowing that every step you take is guided by higher realms. Every word you speak carries the weight of divine authority, and every action you make furthers a destiny that no force in the universe can obstruct. Stepping into your full cosmic authority demands a radical transformation of your mindset, a shedding of fear, doubt, and the illusion of powerlessness. It calls for an unrelenting courage to confront the systems of darkness and dismantle them with the force of divine will. This path is not for the faint of heart, as it requires you to rise above the comfort of mediocrity and the safety of conformity. You must see yourself not as a victim of circumstance, but as a warrior of light, capable of reshaping reality itself. Those who succeed are the ones who embrace their divine purpose without hesitation, understanding that their power is limitless when aligned with truth and justice. This path is only for those bold enough to embrace their destiny as a shield and a weapon for the greater good. You must step out of the shadows of self-doubt and into the light of your true power, understanding that your gifts were never meant to be hidden. They were meant to disrupt, dismantle, and destroy forces of darkness. Safety is no longer your priority. Instead, your mission is to create sanctuaries for others while making the very existence of evil intolerable. To walk this path is to embody divine justice, standing as an unshakable force against anything that threatens the balance and well-being of your community. Master this truth, and you will no longer live in fear of what lurks in the darkness. You will become the force that darkness fears. Instead of waiting for miracles, you will embody the miracle, stepping boldly into your role as the architect of justice. Your enemies' schemes will crumble before they even take form, as you won't just counter their plans, you will destroy their capacity to plan at all. To embrace this power is to stop reacting to threats and start erasing them, to stop pleading for rescue and start being the unstoppable answer to every challenge. The true battle isn't against external enemies, it's against the chains within your mind. The whispers of self-doubt, the inherited fears, and the deep-seated belief that your power is too dangerous or unwelcome. These are the real assassins of your destiny. You must unlearn the lies that told you to dim your light for the comfort of others and break free from the centuries of conditioning designed to suppress your brilliance. The moment you stop apologizing for your strength and start embracing the magnitude of your purpose, you'll realize that the only thing holding you back was the illusion that you were ever meant to stay small. True cosmic authority is not a gift of convenience. It is a mantle of relentless responsibility. It demands that you rise above selfish desires and embrace the sacred duty of safeguarding the world around you. This path is not for those who seek power for personal gain or comfort. It is for those willing to wield that power as a force of transformation, dismantling evil and creating spaces where truth and justice can flourish. To carry this authority is to accept that your life is no longer just your own. It becomes a beacon, a weapon, and a shield for all who need it. Their arsenal of shadowy tactics, forged in secrecy and honed through betrayal, becomes powerless in the presence of your awakened divine essence. The weapons they once relied on shatter against the unyielding force of your purpose. Their curses unravel, their schemes collapse, and their every move only amplifies your strength. You are no longer a target. They are now the hunted, as every attack they attempt becomes a boomerang of destruction, returning to dismantle the very foundation of their malice. Royal DNA doesn't just survive, it transforms every assault into fuel for its unstoppable rise. Step 1. Reclaim your throne. Stop viewing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start commanding the reality you were designed to shape. Within your very cells lies the blueprint of universal authority, abilities waiting to awaken the moment you fully step into your identity. Speak life into your power every day. I am the embodiment of divine justice. I am the breaker of chains. I am the architect of a new order. As you align with this truth, the universe itself will bow to your command, and no force of darkness will dare stand in your way. Step 2. Radiate undeniable authority. Evil thrives in the shadows, feeding on silence and submission, but your light disrupts their hiding places. Stand boldly in your truth and make your presence known, not with arrogance, but with the unshakable confidence of one aligned with divine purpose. Declare loudly and unapologetically, I am the enforcer of universal justice. I move with the full backing of divine law. To challenge me is to challenge the source of all creation. Let your very existence become a warning, a beacon that sends ripples of fear through every dark force that once dared to plot against you. Step 3. Forge your spiritual energy into a shield and a sword. Your practice is no longer a retreat, but a battlefield where every moment strengthens your resolve and sharpens your power. Visualize light emanating from within you, consuming every shadow that dares to approach. Let your prayers become declarations, your meditations a summoning of divine forces, and your affirmations a binding contract with the universe to eradicate all threats to your purpose. You are no longer simply defending your bloodline. You are actively rewriting the spiritual landscape, ensuring that darkness has no foothold in your domain. Step 4. Fortify your boundaries and trust no compromise. Sever ties with anyone who has ever aligned themselves with betrayal, no matter how subtle their role. Create a fortress around your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, ensuring no avenue for intrusion. Treat every interaction, every gift, and every gesture with scrutiny, understanding that intuition is not paranoia, but a sacred alarm system woven into your soul. When the slightest whisper of unease arises, act decisively. Divine intelligence is guiding you to neutralize threats before they manifest. Step 5. Become the observer and the archivist. Treat every interaction, every event, and every anomaly as pieces of a larger puzzle. Keep a meticulous journal of unexplained circumstances, sudden misfortunes, and recurring behaviors. Patterns are the language of hidden agendas, and your ability to decode them is your greatest weapon. By documenting everything, you not only expose their strategies, but also create an unshakable record for divine justice to act upon. Your vigilance turns their secrecy into their vulnerability, ensuring no act of treachery goes unnoticed or unpunished. Step 6. Dismantle their foundation of power. Strike at the roots of their influence by disrupting the sources that enable their schemes. Through your spiritual authority, sever their connections to dark energy, expose their secrets, and crumble the alliances they rely on. Every move they make in darkness will be dragged into the light. Every attack they launch will ricochet back with amplified force. Declare that their reign of manipulation and malice ends here. You are no longer reacting to their actions. You are rewriting the battlefield, ensuring their ability to harm is permanently eradicated. Step 7. Restore the legacy. Your inheritance is more than material wealth. It is the honor, power, and purpose that were stripped away through betrayal. Call upon every legal avenue, spiritual practice, and ancestral connection to rebuild what was taken. Declare that stolen opportunities, lost time, and generational blessings will be returned 100-fold. Through divine justice, demand not only financial restoration, but also the healing of your bloodline, ensuring that future generations thrive in the abundance and purpose that was always meant to be theirs. Step 8. Forge alliances of light. Unite with other awakened souls who share your mission of justice and restoration. Build a network rooted in trust, strength, and shared purpose, where knowledge is exchanged and collective power amplifies individual efforts. Develop systems to detect and neutralize threats, combining spiritual insight with practical strategies. Together, create sanctuaries of safety and empowerment, ensuring no chosen one stands alone in the face of darkness. Through unity, dismantle the forces of destruction and replace them with a foundation of resilience and divine strength. Step 9. Wield fear as a weapon. Shift the balance of power by becoming the force they dread in the shadows. Let your presence unsettle them, your actions disrupt their plans, and your resilience shatter their confidence. Use every tool, spiritual, mental, and strategic, to strike at their core, dismantling their schemes piece by piece. Make them question every step they take, every plan they form, knowing that your retaliation will be swift, precise, and devastating. You are no longer their victim, you are their reckoning. Step 10. Embody divine justice. Step fully into your role as a guardian of truth and righteousness, wielding the power entrusted to you with unwavering conviction. Declare yourself as an unyielding force of balance, ensuring that every act of evil is met with swift and decisive consequences. Use your cosmic authority not only to protect the innocent, but to dismantle structures of injustice. Let your presence radiate the undeniable strength of divine will, becoming a beacon of hope for the oppressed and a nightmare for those who dare to harm. The foundational truths of your mission. Embrace your power unapologetically, for it is your birthright. Stand boldly in your abilities, allowing them to shine as a testament to your purpose. Confront darkness with unwavering resolve, refusing to allow its presence to linger. Operate from a position of courage and conviction, knowing that fear has no place in your heart. Always remember, you are the storm that dismantles the plans of evil, the force that brings justice to light, and the unstoppable power that darkness cannot withstand. Trust the whispers of your intuition, for they are the voice of your higher self, guiding you toward truth. Every uneasy glance, every subtle shift in energy, every inexplicable moment of dread has been a signal, a warning from forces beyond the visible. Reflect on the patterns, the coincidences too eerie to ignore, and the times your body recoiled without reason. These are not accidents, they are breadcrumbs leading you to the reality of the danger you face. Your spirit has always known the truth. It's time to listen, act, and protect yourself from the shadow that has lingered too close for far too long. Among the rising wave of awakened chosen ones, a new truth is emerging. Those who fully step into their role as divine warriors do more than defend themselves. They shift the balance of power entirely. Their presence dismantles the plans of darkness before they even take form, and their actions ripple across realms, leaving no place for evil to hide. Their justice is swift, absolute, and unrelenting, a force that transcends human limitations. These cosmic enforcers are not just survivors. They are the architects of a new order where no threat against the innocent goes unanswered and no darkness escapes the light. The moment chosen ones rise from the ashes of doubt and claim their divine authority, the entire balance of power shifts. The unseen forces that once thrived in their fear scatter like shadows before the sun. Malevolent plans unravel, and those who sought to harm them find themselves ensnared by their own schemes, caught in a web of karmic justice that tightens with every attempt to strike. The supernatural becomes undeniable as the chosen transform into unshakable pillars of light, forcing even the most cunning adversaries to abandon their pursuits and retreat into obscurity. When chosen ones awaken their ancient power and unlock the depths of their genetic memory, they ascend to a level of existence where fear can no longer reach them. They transform into living embodiments of divine retribution, dismantling corrupt systems and erasing threats with precision and purpose. Their very presence becomes a shield for their communities, a force field of protection that no darkness can penetrate. As cosmic warriors, they are not just untouchable, they are unstoppable, rewriting the destiny of those around them and forging a legacy of justice that resonates across generations. The impending cosmic shift marks the final call for transformation, a moment in which the veils of illusion will fall away, leaving only truth and power in their place. As the old matrix crumbles into irrelevance, the window for stepping into divine sovereignty narrows. Those who cling to victimhood will find themselves trapped in the shadows of a fading world, while those who embrace their role as victors will rise into unparalleled freedom and authority. This is not just a change, it is the ultimate awakening, a chance to align with the infinite potential of the universe before the tides of destiny move forward without hesitation. The pressure is mounting, and your family assassin knows their time is running out. The cosmic forces gathering around you are no longer subtle. They are a tidal wave of protection and justice, shaking the very foundation of their plans. Every step you take toward claiming your power strikes fear into their hearts, unraveling their confidence and replacing it with desperation. The more you rise above the victim mentality, the more their schemes crumble, as if the universe itself conspires to expose their every move. Now is the time to act, to stand boldly in your authority, and to let the forces of divine justice finish what they've already begun. It's natural to feel overwhelmed by the weight of this reality, to question whether you're prepared for such a monumental task. But readiness isn't a prerequisite for action. Courage is. While you hesitate, your family assassin is moving forward, unrelenting in their mission. The universe has already chosen you, and the time to rise is now. Each moment you delay is a moment they gain, but every step you take in faith and strength shifts the balance of power. You don't need to feel ready, you just need to begin, trusting that the cosmic forces aligning in your favor will guide and empower you with every move. The choice before you is clear: rise into your power or remain shackled by doubt. The whispers of your spirit are not random, they are the echoes of truth, urging you to trust what you already know deep within. You may question your clarity, but hesitation only gives your enemies more time to strike. The one who killed your elder has left a trail of energy that your soul has recognized all along. This is not the time to second-guess yourself, it's the time to act decisively, to honor the warnings your spirit has faithfully delivered, and to bring justice to those who thought they could operate in the shadows. The power of your lineage flows through you, a sacred gift bestowed by generations who fought battles you can only begin to imagine. Their whispers guide your steps, their strength fuels your resolve, and their wisdom lives within your very bones. This is your moment to step into the role they prepared you for, to become the unstoppable force they always knew you could be. A year from now, you'll look back and see the fork in the road where you chose courage over fear, sovereignty over submission. You are destined to be more than a survivor. You are meant to be a conqueror, a force of divine justice whose presence shifts the balance of power in every realm you touch. They underestimated you, mistaking your silence for weakness and your patience for passivity. What they failed to realize is that within you lies a force far greater than they could ever comprehend, an ancient, unyielding power rooted in the stars. Your royal DNA is more than just a birthright. It is a weapon, a radiant beacon of cosmic authority that, once awakened, renders you unstoppable. You are not their prey. You are their reckoning, a dragon whose fire burns with the fury of your ancestors and the precision of divine justice. Their plans crumble the moment you choose to rise. The choice has always been yours, and now it's time to unleash your true potential. The very forces they once summoned to destroy others have become their undoing, unraveling their plans from within. The darkness they wielded so recklessly now consumes them, feeding on their fears, their secrets, and their very essence. Every curse they cast, every deal they struck, has ricocheted back with unrelenting accuracy, demanding a price they can no longer afford to pay. Their health deteriorates, their mind fractures, and their spirit crumbles under the weight of their own machinations. This is the law of balance in action, the universe correcting their chaos with unyielding force. What they thought was power has become their prison, and there is no escape from the justice they set in motion themselves. The darkness they unleashed is now devouring them, turning their own weapons into instruments of self-destruction. Every malicious act, every calculated betrayal is boomeranging back with surgical accuracy, dismantling their health, stability, and very existence. The karmic scales, long tilted by their cruelty, are now recalibrating with an unforgiving exactness, ensuring that every ounce of pain they inflicted is returned tenfold. What once gave them power now strips them bare, exposing their vulnerability and forcing them to face the monstrous energy they invited into their lives. The universe is not cruel, it is fair, and they are finally learning the cost of their actions in the most personal and inescapable way. The venom they so meticulously prepared for others is now coursing through their own veins, a slow and merciless punishment delivered by their own hand. Each meal they laced with malice has become a feast of their own undoing, as the universe ensures that every act of betrayal finds its way back to its origin. The slow-acting death sentences they devised with such precision are now ticking within them, unstoppable and exact. The justice unfolding is poetic in its symmetry. What they intended as their ultimate weapon has become their inescapable curse, a reflection of the darkness they fed into the world, now consuming them from the inside out. The web of lies they so carefully spun is unraveling, thread by thread, exposing the deceit they once used to control and manipulate. Their charm, once a weapon to disarm and deceive, now rings hollow in the ears of those who once believed them. Friends, colleagues, and allies are turning away, repelled by the truth seeping through the cracks of their crumbling facade. Every whisper they spread, every false accusation they hurled, is now echoing back, amplifying their own downfall. The empire they built on manipulation and illusion is collapsing under the weight of undeniable reality, leaving them isolated, discredited, and powerless to stop the world from finally seeing who they truly are. The walls are closing in as the truth about their deeds spreads like wildfire, leaving them with nowhere to hide. Relationships they once relied on have crumbled, and doors that once opened with ease are now bolted shut. Their influence is eroding, not by human hands, but by a higher order that ensures justice is served without fail. The covert empire they built in the shadows is being dismantled piece by piece, as unseen forces expose every hidden crime and sever every dark alliance. They are now prisoners of their own schemes, caught in a web woven by cosmic justice that leaves no room for escape or redemption. Across realms seen and unseen, the reckoning has begun. Those who conspired in darkness, aligning their will with malevolent forces, are now reaping the consequences of their actions. Shadowy practitioners who once thrived on secrecy are finding their rituals disrupted by forces far greater than their comprehension. Spiritual courts convene beyond mortal perception, handing down verdicts that strip these individuals of their power and sever their ties to forbidden realms. Covens that once operated in the shadows are now crumbling under the weight of exposure, their leaders cast out and their influence extinguished. The interdimensional entities they summoned, once feared as unstoppable, are being forcibly exiled, their contracts nullified by the divine laws written into the fabric of existence. The sacred bloodlines they sought to destroy stand unyielding, protected by an ancient justice that ensures no harm goes unanswered. The weight of their deeds now stretches beyond the mortal coil, as they come to grips with a truth far more harrowing than they ever imagined. There is no escape. The torment they once inflicted upon others has become an endless cycle, etched into the very fabric of their existence. Each lifetime will serve as a mirror, reflecting their cruelty back upon them, forcing them to endure the anguish they so freely dealt. They are haunted not just by memories of their transgressions, but by the knowledge that every moment of pain they caused will echo endlessly through time, demanding balance. The universe, relentless in its justice, ensures that their suffering becomes the catalyst for their awakening, no matter how long the journey takes. This is a reckoning far greater than one individual. It is the unraveling of a vast web of corruption and darkness. Each step you take in reclaiming your power sends ripples through the collective consciousness, awakening others to the truth and inspiring them to take action. The light of your transformation ignites a chain reaction, dismantling hidden networks that once thrived in secrecy and fear. As the veil lifts, their interconnected schemes collapse under the weight of exposure, leaving no corner untouched. This is not just justice for the present, but a cleansing of the path for future generations, ensuring that such darkness can no longer find a foothold. Your empowerment becomes the beacon that leads to the complete obliteration of the shadow they once wielded. The generational wealth that was meant to flow through your family's veins is now materializing in ways no enemy could have foreseen or obstructed. What was once stolen is now returning, multiplied by divine justice, pouring into your life through channels untouched by human interference. The forces that sought to destroy your legacy have been overpowered, and the illusion of their control has crumbled. The chosen one has risen, fully awakened to their divine purpose, and the royal bloodline stands stronger than ever. Every act of betrayal has been transformed into fuel for your ascension, and the cosmic authority that flows through you ensures that your lineage will not only survive, but thrive for generations to come. Across the world, the awakening is spreading like wildfire, as chosen ones rise to reclaim the legacies that were stolen from them. Empowered by divine justice, they are dismantling the chains of oppression and restoring balance to their bloodlines. The cosmic scales are tipping in your favor, flooding your life with blessings and opportunities beyond anything you could have imagined. What was once taken in darkness is now returned in radiant light, magnified 100-fold. The wealth, power, and influence your adversaries sought to destroy are now yours to wield, not just for yourself, but for the generations that will follow. This is your time to thrive, to ascend, and to rewrite the destiny of your lineage with unprecedented abundance and unshakable authority. The generational wealth that was meant to flow through your family's veins is now materializing in ways no enemy could have foreseen or obstructed. What was once stolen is now returning, multiplied by divine justice, pouring into your life through channels untouched by human interference. The forces that sought to destroy your legacy have been overpowered, and the illusion of their control has crumbled. The chosen one has risen, fully awakened to their divine purpose, and the royal bloodline stands stronger than ever. Every act of betrayal has been transformed into fuel for your ascension, and the cosmic authority that flows through you ensures that your lineage will not only survive, but thrive for generations to come.